Welcome back to another edition of the FSM Prep Rally. I'm Joe Arrigo. With me is Big Antt, and we're in studio this week.
Yeah.
Midway through the year, week 7. So we kind of got a midway point. And game of the week this week, Basic at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Thursday night game. It's under the lights. It's on TV, but we'll be there watching it at least.
Yeah, that I gotta. That rivalry started about, I've been out of high school a long time, Joe. I'm gonna just throw it out there. About 18, 17 years ago, Las Vegas was the first high school that was ranked in the USA Today.
Really?
It came in at 25, and it was the first high school football game from Vegas that was covered by ESPN. Your guy was a part of that game.
Yeah, you're a Basic alum.
Yeah, we went to Vegas High School. The prediction was 48-0. The year before they beat us 49-6. First round of playoffs. We had a chip on our shoulder, but 21-7 at half, and we ended up losing that game.
What was the final score? Do you remember?
49-42. They just wore us down.
Oh, but I mean, it's a good game.
It was a war, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
It was a war, but yeah, I think that's where the rivalry started. And right now these teams are. Vegas got it done last week. I think handling somebody. Yeah. We didn't see that the Green Valley Gators getting it done with the Basic Wolves last week.
What I find?
I did tell you that was a rivalry game. No,
you did.
I said it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah, we both. I think we both agreed that was going to be a closer game. Off record than we said on record.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the things I want to bring up, and I want to talk about it next segment, and when we talk about the rankings, but I want to talk about this particular instance now. Like, I love when teams talk trash.
Yeah.
Especially when they're in our, talking about the rankings and everything. But if teams are talking trash and then they get their tail beat, blown out, shut out, or if they lose to a team that...
So you get enjoyment out of that?
No, I don't get enjoyment out of it. Or if they lose to a team that hasn't won yet. Like, stop talking.
And play the game?
Yeah, just you're worried about everything other than what's in front of you. And I think people get caught up in that a little bit. And I'll say this, ARBOR View players they were ticked off that SILVERADO was ranked ahead of them. And one of the kids on the team slid in there and was like, well, how could we slide down? We lost to Gorman. Well, you got blanked by Gorman and lost by 63.
Yeah, that was my thing. It's like, I'm not going to be honest, ARBOR View. Over the years, you guys played Gorman. One year, I think you guys lost 28-7. You slowed the game down. You kept it close. But come on, man. Need a little more effort. I got one thing about Morocco. Morocco don't care. He has a game plan to beat Gorman. And 90% of the time, it's not successful. One time it was.
And it may have been the year there was the COVID year.
Yeah. And he could have back-to-backed them. But in those times, you could see him closing the gap, making it. At the end of the day, those guys put on their cleats just like you do. Like, just slow the kids down. Don't hype the Gorman up so much. That's one thing I didn't like. I don't like about a lot of schools here. When they play Gorman, it's just like, oh, we're going to lose. Nah, man. Come on, man. You got to come to play, man. So that with ARBOR View, I hold you guys to a higher standard. I put you in top 4 teams in the city and some of the best. And I want you guys to play some of the best schools out there. But you got to score at least a touchdown, at least 2 touchdowns against Bishop Gorman.
You got to. And I think that's when you look at Liberty, I think Liberty would score.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. They may not score, but Silverado is going to take your best punch, and they're going to throw punches right back at you.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Joe, no one may not score on Gorman. Gorman may be that dang good because at the end of the day, they lost to Mater Dei, but that was a 3-point game, and it could have went anyway. Yeah. And Gorman's a top 3 team in the nation.
I agree.
Rankings, whatever, they're a top 3 team in the nation, and nobody may not score on them, but come on, man, you guys are loaded with some skilled guys.
And then your Basic Wolves, they were doing a lot of talking too, how they're the best defense in the city. They're this, they're that. And
was this the first week we ranked them?
No, they were ranked. I think they were ranked 7th. They were ranked 7th. They were behind. They were behind. They jumped Shadow Ridge after their performances. We gave them love. And you lose this week, you fall down 3 spots, but you fall down 3 spots because you lost to a team, albeit it's your arch rival. You lose the Henderson Bowl to a team that hadn't had a win yet this year. And to put a bow on this Gorman scoring thing. Foothill scored on them last year.
Yeah.
And I'll give Foothill credit. they sat there, took the punches, and threw punches back, and their player just made plays. They made a play and they scored. You show that type of effort, it's going to show up in the rankings. If you don't, then, you're going to fall a little bit. And you can even fall. Look, let this be a college ranking. Yeah. You would have fell out the poll.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we know we're top heavy on talent here in Vegas. So, top 5 schools are loaded. After that is, it's like just some tough football players. You get about 4 or 5 football players on teams. But at the end of the day, it's like certain schools getting certain players, and it is what it is. But, yeah, at the end of the day, you guys, hey, show up, man, ready to play, man. Who cares that it say G on the side of the head? I could care less about that.
Oh, I know.
If I was in high school, that'd be let's go.
That would motivate me. But I would play tougher against those types of teams.
But then again, we could be like, we're going to Bishop Gorman.
Yeah, that's true. Well, our number 9 and number 10 team played this week, and that's Las Vegas when they hosted Basic.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's take a look at the top 10 scores from around the weekend. That is your top 10 from scores from over the weekend on the FSM Prep Rally. Joe Arrigo, Big Antt back in the building, in studio this week.
Hey, man, the loser, Basic Las Vegas, they fall out the top 10?
Well, what do you think? I mean, it depends. But you know what? I want to give credit to Eric, to Coach Cap.
Okay.
Now, Coach Cap, what he does at Las Vegas.
Hey, Coach Cap, answer my email.
I just talked to him.
Oh, yeah. Tell him to.
I'll tell him to hit you. I'll tell him to respond back. But Coach Cap does a phenomenal job with this program. And what I love best about what he does, and we heard about it on Friday night, talking to another coach. Mm-hmm. He takes all of his coaches to the coaches clinics. Yeah. So they all learn together and are on the same page. I know a few other schools out here do that. That's a phenomenal thing to do. That's how you build a program and get it better. And that's another reason why I give Coach Morocco a lot of love. Mm-hmm. Man, the culture that he set at Liberty is like none other than maybe Gorman in the city. I think Silverado's developing that with Coach O, with the group that's here right now, that are mostly seniors. Mm-hmm. But that culture that Morocco has at Liberty, it just bleeds down in its confidence. And I got to tell you a little story. I got a funny story too.
Oh, man.
Funny story.
Is this for the show? Or
No, it can be for the show. I talked to a Liberty coach Saturday. He was at a UNLV watch party.
Okay.
And he watched the interview with the player of the week last week with Jaden.
Yeah. My man won more balls.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but he said there was too much I in there and not enough team or we. And there was up downs that had to be paid on Monday.
Off our interview?
Off of the interview.
Oh, man, Joe. That was... Bro, I owe you some up downs. You're never gonna get them, but
I'm gonna call Deion Hodges and make you do them.
Man, dang, I had him hyped.
He was like, man, I watched it, and bro, there was too much I, and I told him, and he showed me the text message. I was like, Deion, are you serious? And he's like, yep. But Jaden Robertson against
he balled out.
Faith just balled out, and he's one of them bright juniors that I really think has a. This year and next year, Foothill transfer into Liberty. I think he's going to be just a baller for them.
Yeah, man. That kid was doing it all. Everybody went in the game. Obviously, Landon Bell is the go-to, the Washington commit. But Jaden showed his little butt the other day. But, hey, man, you better get it right. Stop. Ain't no I in team.
For real. And let's talk about how we do our ranking system. Now, obviously, you and I have different rankings.
Yeah.
I have Silverado 3.
I got ArborView 3.
Yeah, ArborView or DP. DP. You rotate those, and you have Silverado normally 5.
Yeah.
The caveat is TQ agrees with me, so that makes him go to 3, so 2 against 1. Cool. So, why do you think? why do you have those other schools ranked ahead of Silverado? I think Silverado, like I get asked that a lot from them, and I can say why I have Silverado ahead of the other schools.
I just feel like obviously Gorman, you know what it is. Liberty's Liberty.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's no star on Liberty, but Liberty depth is tremendous. What I mean, can you name a kid that go both ways on that team? It's like no.
I neither one of those teams.
Yeah, it's like all fresh. Arborview, I just think Arborview has a few more skilled guys, more depth than Silverado. Silverado has a star, and they use him. I just feel like if he ran into an Arborview, a Desert Pines, he would have to play. It'd have to be his best night ever, and the kid probably could do it. But that's the only reason why I got them above him. But at the end of the day, still 3 Desert Pines, Arborview, Silverado, still 3 great programs. But at the end of the day, I got Bishop Gorman, Liberty, Desert Pines, Arborview, Silverado, and that the bottom 3 could be interchangeable. Well, the top 2 is the top 2,
right? And I agree with that. And the reason why I have Silverado third over a lot of their schools, and we did it last year when we first started doing the rankings with Liberty being number 1. We knew Liberty wasn't the best team in the city, but they're the defending champs. And until the champs get knocked off, they're going to be that. They're going to be ranked there. Bottom line, it happened with Gorman. It happened back in the day with Palo. It happened back in the day with Las Vegas. With a lot of the other schools that had the title. Same thing with Silverado. They don't duck anybody. When they went to the coaches meeting, they said, we'll take on whomever. But the top schools wanted to play out of state schools. So you can't force them to play you. So the schools that stepped up and said, we want to play you in 5A, they took them and they throttled them 99-21 in point differential. So they beat who's in front of them. And then when they go down to their level in 4A, I don't know if there's a team the last 2 years that could touch them. I know Coronado played them really tight in the regular season last year, but this year it was a 60-point blowout.
Yeah.
Again. So that's why I have them 3. And then I think with DP and Arborview, I think it is interchangeable. I would like to see both of those schools, and it really in particular DP, play tougher non-league schools. Don't get a down Orem. Go schedule like Morocco does, teams that are probably going to kick your tail in a little bit, but you're going to be better for it during the regular season.
Well, they lost to down Orem, so they gave him hell. But I would definitely like to see. Well, all credit to those guys. They actually trying to step up. Arborview is actually playing a lot of out-state teams.
Yeah, I get, and there's no disrespect because I still got some coaches over there at DP that I'm real close to. So
and DP's obviously it's a program. It's always been right there of getting over the hump. One year they felt like they could win it all, then they ran to the Centennial team. Next year they feel like they can do something. Oh, COVID year.
That Centennial team. I had players on the team and former players say that was lucky. It's because such and such didn't play or such and such didn't make tackles. And it's like, but that's my problem. Don't make an excuse. A team that punched you in your mouth and was a bunch of local kids from that area came and beat you.
Yeah.
And for me, when they won the 3A title, they wanted to be known as a top 2 or 3 team.
Yeah.
But they weren't.
Yeah.
And when you're doing it before they weren't.
Don't get me wrong. Desert Pine that year had more talent.
Oh, they had dogs.
It is what it is, but the better team won.
Yeah.
That the team showed up and got it done that year. And the next year, I think we ran into COVID. Then Desert Pines lost some players, and now we're back. And it's just, they lost a lot. They lost one of the heart and souls of the school, Coach David Hill, and we know what he did to that program. He's a heart and soul of that team. It is what it is. He's a heart and soul of that program.
He brought a lot of people there. Absolutely.
Yeah. He got a lot. He turned a lot of kids' lives around over there and got a lot of kids.
Credit him for that. For the kids that went off to the colleges and changed lives. Credit him for that. I would definitely say
Coach
that.
Hill's out at Georgia Bulldogs, but yeah, it's still talented. Desert Pines. A couple things that need to tighten up, but that's every program. We got certain things you need to do. But when we come to our top 10, everybody wants to be in the top. That's what I'm like. I'm looking at the top 10 right now. After we get done with the top 5, we got Shadow, Faith, Coronado, Las Vegas, Basic. Who's giving you the most on the who's making the most noise in the IG about they school should be in it and why this, or is it more of a we should be higher?
Basic would be one. Basic is the number one.
ARBORview's on us though. I see
ARBORview. No, I'm talking about ARBORview. Feels they should be above Silverado.
Okay.
DP and Basic are the next group. Okay. I would say, and then I think everybody else is pretty much cool. You don't hear Coronado woofing too much. You don't hear Las Vegas. You know,
4-1
to an extent. I like what Kelsey said when Kelsey when Spring Valley beat
4-2 now.
Yeah, when Spring Valley won the game of the week, they played DO and they beat them. Kelsey said, "Put us in the top 10." We play Basic, and I respect it. He wasn't disrespecting Basic. He had that much faith in his team that come here, you know, put us in it, let us play them. They got shut out. I don't like how they went at him though. I mean, they made it sound like he was disrespectful when he wasn't. And in Kelsey's, I think Donovan Palat from Silverado is the best two-way player in the state, and I think Kelsey's number 2. I mean, he's going to Oregon State for a reason at the end of the season, and that's nothing to sneeze at. And I know how Oregon State feels about him. My mentors up there, so yeah. I mean, but I would say the teams that whoop the most about the ranking are ARBORview, DP, and Basic.
Okay, and I mean, for the most part, that rankings is what it is. The only other teams, right? I would say if we had to go to 11, Spring Valley would probably come in at 11, but yeah, everybody else is. I mean, it is what it is. I'm looking at these rankings and at the end of the day, stop saying Liberty 3-3.
Oh,
Liberty
God.
sucks.
Talk about that.
Remember when Liberty they killed when I just used to do 702 high school football? They killed us because we had Liberty ranked number 2 in the city. Why? How Liberty ranked 2 and they haven't won a game? Can you beat Liberty? If you played that schedule that Liberty played, you guys have been 0-5 also.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand. That's still Liberty. What they do with an undefeated faith team, man. And
the thing is they put backups in the end of the first quarter and second quarter.
Why are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna be honest.
I forgot about that.
I didn't. Come on, man. And
crazy. I never seen nothing like that, Joe.
And it was like, okay, and it wasn't. I don't think Morocco was being disrespectful at all. He was just like,
giving
okay,
the kids some playing time.
Yeah, get the younger guys, build this depth, and again, a culture building thing.
Yeah, it is.
And then what did they do? They went out when the starters came back in and just hammered them.
Yeah. I never seen nothing like that. I thought we was gonna get a war, honestly.
I did too.
And then I think after the first 2 touchdowns, first play of the game,
first 3 plays, I was like,
we knew what it was.
Yeah,
it was just
let's start working on the show. That's what I mean. We did. I ain't gonna lie. We watched the game. Let's start working on the show because.
Oh man, I watched the game.
I did too, but I was working on the show in my mind.
Oh man, shout out to Faith, man. They still only lost 1 game.
Yes.
They in last place in it right now with that loss. But they still got shot. Oh, I just not realized Desert Pine. We getting Desert Pines and Liberty at the end of the year.
Yeah, October 21st.
We won't get Desert Pine and ARBORview this year, possibly the playoffs. But what'd you say?
October 21st. That's when they play. I had to check the schedule today. October 21st.
Okay, make sure I went on town for that.
DP travels to Liberty. That will be the game of the week that week. Just so you guys know, we will be there.
And at that point, I expect those teams. Desert Pines, they only have 1 loss still when we get there, and Liberty will be about 6-3 by then.
Well, I don't expect Liberty to lose until I think when they play Gorman or they play DP. That's going to be their toughest challenge to date, and then after that would be if they play Gorman, then that would be
And these playoffs is going to be fun because depending on how you seed, was it top 4, Joe?
I believe so, yeah.
Top 4, depending on how you see it over there. You got obviously Gorman, Liberty going to do that. Well, you never know with the Liberty and Desert Pines. But I'm predicting Auburn coming second, and the playoffs could get fun. If there's a couple upset. Last year, I want Desert Pines to play Gorman. They literally miss each other for the last few years. Everything trickled out like I think they possibly could. We could get Gorman, Desert Pines first, second round.
That'd be nice. I would like that.
A lot of talent on the field.
There would a lot of speed.
Brothers versus brothers.
There is
a lot of brothers versus brothers in that game.
Family versus family in that game.
Yeah, a lot of we trying to build what you guys got.
Trying.
Beat Gorman. Come here. I mean, I don't know how that would go, but I like to see that game.
You know, I think the 4A level is going to be interesting because, you know, Silverado is the top dog. Yeah. But then you have Las Vegas, you have Coronado, Basic, Shadow Ridge. I mean, those are some really good teams right there. I think Spring Valley's got a chance. You know, and I don't mean that. I don't want to leave out Clark. Are they 3A or 4A?
Clark is 4A.
Yeah,
they 3-3 right now.
Yeah, so Clark's another one. I like what they do offensively.
Sierra Vista's 3-3. You're big on that quarterback.
You know, I'm big on their running back too.
Okay.
Like, hey, Sierra Vista's one of those teams where I think a year from now they're going to be making some noise. Mm-hmm. And I will say that Coach Bully up there, Devin Jones, good dude.
Next year, 4A's wide open.
Yeah, with Silverado moves up, I believe it's wide open.
Silverado stays is still wide open.
Yeah, because you lose
LeBron
you lose
James.
Palat, you lose Caden Harris, you lose the Tunnel Twins, you lose Shine Johnson, you lose Frederico. That's Caden Harris. Okay. You lose a bunch of linemen. I mean, they're an older team. They have some younger guys too, but this is that year for Silverado. Like they're the only team the last 2 years that have not lost a game in the city, and you got to respect that. You have to respect that, no matter what.
Yeah.
Speaking of loss, let's just get to this. Let's go to the highlights from over the weekend. Right now, we'll see Las Vegas hosting Basic, and then we'll come on back and put a bow on the show. We'll be right back after you see the highlights. Welcome back to the FSM Prep Rally. Big Antt, Joe Arrigo. All right, man. So,
what you got?
What do you think is going to happen the rest of the year? How's it going to play out?
The two top dogs in the driver's seat in the 4A, and the top dog in the 5A.
There's two top dogs in 4A.
Well, one in each. I meant.
I was saying,
and I feel like they cruise control.
I don't think so. I don't think Coach O was like that at Silverado.
No. Same thing with Coach Brown.
No, Brown or hell no.
They're not on cruise control, but they're making it look like they're on cruise control.
Yes.
I think every week we're picking 56-0, and both of them.
Yeah.
It's like literally we're not even getting another team a chance. But yeah, I'd say maybe we can get a tough game for Gorman down the road. I see more of Silverado getting a challenge than Gorman, but I would like to see those guys in a dog fight, at least one dog fight before it's all said and done.
What I would like for Silverado, I think if somebody wanted to beat Silverado,
okay. You about to give it the game plan?
Well, no, I'm just saying. I don't think it's
that easy, huh?
No, I don't think it's brain surgery, and it's not that it's not easy.
Here we go. Listen,
the same way you would beat Gorman, you slow the game down.
Okay,
you slow it down. Silverado's going to score, and they can beat you on the ground, through the air, on special teams, on defense. Gorman's the same way. But you slow the game down. Like you've seen Mater Dei do against Gorman. They slowed it down, and they won up front. You have to beat them up front. I can tell you could do it. Do you have the guys to do it? That's the question. I don't think anybody in 4A does. That's just me.
Basic Wolves win the state championship.
That's your Basic Wolf alum pride coming out.
What you mean? Basic Wolves. I'm calling it right now. It's just I just not said Silverado was gonna win it all. Then I changed it that quick.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not riding with that?
No.
We learned a lesson this week. Like I told somebody that's over at Basic. I said it's better to lose now than in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's better to not lose at all.
Hey, ask Tom Brady that year they went 17-0. Would he have rather lost in the regular season or in that?
He would say I'd rather not have lost at all. Period. At any point.
Exactly. Hey, Silverado, we'll see you in the state.
Silverado, I get it all the time. I get told you're the Silverado hater.
Hey, Silverado, we'll see you in the state. I'll be there.
He's trying to motivate you.
Hey, I'll be there this year too. Last year we had some. I'll make sure I got the day off. I'll talk to my boss.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna fire him. So with that being said, folks, that's this week's FSM Prep Rally. This is what we're gonna do. Oh, I didn't tell you. Starting this Sunday, we're gonna post a couple games.
Okay.
And you're gonna vote.
Is this
where
more
we're
work
gonna
on our edit people? Because you're not doing that. You just
no. It's already been pre-approved.
All right.
Already pre-approved.
Okay. All right.
Hey, so what we're gonna do is, if you guys want us at your school, we're gonna choose 2 games during the week. We'll choose them on Friday night or Saturday, and then we'll post them on Sunday on our IG and on our Twitter account. Go on and vote. The school who has the most votes will have either us as the game of the week, or you'll have a franchise photographer, videographer out there.
Hey, Mawapa, Pahrump, do your thing.
That would be a photographer, videographer going out there. That wouldn't be the game of the week.
Hey, you didn't think about that one,
No,
huh?
I thought about it.
Oh, okay, all right. Small towns, they come out.
Oh, I know they do, but that's a long drive.
Man.
On a Friday night, and we got to turn around and be up early the next day.
You ever did it?
I've been to Pahrump once.
Oh, okay. Out there hanging out with Lamar, huh?
No, not at all. I went with a friend to drop somebody off and come right back. That's what it was.
All right.
With that being said, vote for the game of the week starting on Sunday. That's Big Antt. Catch him on the Porter Way podcast when you guys there? Tuesdays?
Every Tuesday at 8 a.m. West Coast time.
Okay.
Shout out to TQ and Sean Porter podcast coming soon.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah. Oh, Lordy.
They're kicking us to the curb, man.
Well, we'll have the Joe and Big Antt podcast.
We already got a podcast.
Yeah, we do it longer. Yeah, talk about more than college or high school football. But for Big Antt, catch him on the Porter Way podcast. Catch me with TQ on the Franchise podcast, or in the locker room where I interview athletes. Right now, mostly UNLV athletes. Every Tuesday on Franchise Sports Media. This has been directed by Trisha Lacoste, so make sure you give Trish some love. Follow her on IG. Follow us both. Follow the franchise on social media at TheFranchiseLV. For Antt, I'm Joe. We'll see you on the field next week.